of the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. And if you don't want to miss out on content like this right now, go to zoneofgenius.com and subscribe. You'll see the subscribe link there, or zoneofgenius.com/subscribe. Go there right now. You know what? I got a busy few days coming ahead. I'll be in Dominican Republic at a church convention. I'll be in Dallas at the Small Business Expo. I'll be in Toronto at the Black Enterprise Global Business Event, and a bit more travel coming up. And it's an interesting season to be in. It's a season of gratefulness, thankfulness at family. My son, my daughter, she just had a baby a few months, 2 months ago. My wife, we've married 31, 32 years. So a lot to be grateful for, a lot to thank God for. And in the same time, what a valley of that I'm in sometimes, figuring out who is Ramon, where do I want to be next, how am I going to get there next, and wondering what's next. How are you doing today, though? How do you feel today? Is it a season of highs and amazement for you today? Or is it a season of yuckiness and lowness? Who knows what kind of day it is today, but I'm glad you're here today. And I'm glad to welcome Trish Mickey's here. Hey, Trish, glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here, Trish. Appreciate you so much. We have an amazing episode for you today. We're going to talk about a few things. Mark Cuban says the longer you can hold out before raising money, the richer you'll be. Cody Sanchez had her contrarian event all about buying up boring businesses and selling them and building businesses by buying businesses. She brought her people, her community together. 31 things we can't stop thinking about the event. I want to recap that. Interesting headline from Business Insider. I made over $26 million in the last 8 years, but I lost friends along the way. It's time to learn who I can trust. And kudos to Percy Arcement, who invented a board game called Drizzle, how it took off. Listen, I'm glad you're here today. This is a brand new episode of The Rundown with Ramon, and I want you to hear this quick message, 39 seconds, from our friends at Bitdefender. Check this out.
It starts with something small. An email, a phone call, a fake invoice. It looks real. It sounds urgent. One wrong move, and your business pays the price. Small businesses are easy targets for cyber criminals. With Bitdefender, they lose every time. Enjoy unstoppable security and real peace of mind so you can fight for success, not against cyber threats. Real-time protection, zero stress. Get Bitdefender today.
And we're back. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon. So let's jump right into it. Listen, Mark Cuban says, the longer you can hold out before raising money, the richer you'll be. His startup advice has lessons for everyone, and this is published in Money Talks News. And here's why Mark Cuban is saying this. I don't even have to read it to know why he's saying this. People raise money for one of two or three reasons, and most of the reasons they probably shouldn't. But if you have a big billion-dollar, trillion-dollar, hundreds of million-dollar idea, raising money for that and owning a fraction of the company that's generating hundreds of millions of dollars could be well worth it. But most entrepreneurs, most business owners are not in that position. You're raising $10,000, $100,000, a few low millions because you don't have the money. And it's not like it's a big deal, big business. It may be worth a few $1,000,000. Yes, even if you need the money to get ahead of time and make molds or packaging or have a minimal viable product. But Mark Cuban is saying, hey, listen, if you don't need investment money, that's better because then you can own 100% of what you're building. Maybe you get debt financing, if anything, borrow some money, but you still own 100% of the money. But once you get VC financing, you have someone on your board, you have someone telling you what to do, somebody who's putting pressure on you, someone who wants X times the money that they've invested in you. Do you want that pressure? It's a question you get to decide. Do you want that pressure? So many people are saying, I want an investment, I want funding, I need money for this, that, and the other. But my encouragement to you is maybe you don't need that, and maybe you should not ask for it. Maybe that's the bigger problem. Maybe that's the bigger dilemma, is that you don't need the money you think you need. So I encourage you today, if you're an entrepreneur, a few things you should be doing A, build the minimal project you can to start making sales, to get traction in the marketplace, and to see if your idea really holds, to get feedback from customers, and then build it from there. So this thing of MVP, it's a serious thing and it's a real thing. Build a minimal viable product. The founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, has an amazing book called not Light Startup, Light something. It's amazing when you want to see things and share with others, you can never find it. But Reid Hoffman, it's a model talking about building a light startup. And some of you may know the name of the book I'm talking about. I encourage you to do this first and foremost before you get funding, before you have somebody else's money, just because you don't want to spend your own, just because you're not sure if your idea will work. That's not why you really want venture capital, outside funding. So I encourage you to build what you can, sell what you can, build it up, and finance the growth of your business through the sales that you make. Mark Cuban is an investor. He invests in dozens and dozens and dozens, probably over 100 companies, I'm guessing by now, on Shark Tank and beyond. And most of the investments will fail. But his hope is that one of them will, boom, pop like a rocket ship and take off. And that'll be his unicorn to get all his money back and more. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Alexandria Nicole, glad you're here today. Thank you for being here. And I hope all is well in your world, that your heart and soul are at rest and at peace today, Alexandria. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Rundown with Ramon. We got a lot more in store for you today. Ding, 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 ding. Cody Sanchez is an amazing entrepreneur who's all about how do you build a business, and you can build a business by buying other businesses. Cody Sanchez recaps her event, Contrarian Thinking. We just hosted 1,000 business owners, investors, and operators in Austin for 3 days. It might have been one of the most fun yet brutally honest rooms in business about acquisitions, AI, family, risk, and staying sane while the whole world gets louder. 31 things that Cody Sanchez unpacked that her business was about, and she says the following. Most people drastically underestimate the number of paths available to them in life. Powerful tip, because oftentimes we have multiple paths, we just don't realize it. Meeting someone who's actually doing the thing you want to do changes everything. Building a business, looking at others, and seeking mentorship from others who are already doing what you're doing and doing it successfully. Cody Sanchez says the average person can barely imagine how many weird, profitable legacy businesses exist right under their nose. Not just HVACs and laundromats, but tool shops, seed distributors, and more. Another outtake of her event was one immersive weekend in the right room can replace 5 years of networking online. The 30-year career is dying. Reinvention every 3, 5, 7, or 5 years is becoming a new normal, says Cody Sanchez. Her point number 6, the family business is cool again to have a family business, husbands and wives working together. Fit beats hot. The next generation of builders will care less about sexy industries and more about using their hands. Her point number 8, in person is an obvious cheat code. We did a virtual 3-day event earlier this year. It was awesome, but in-person events go deeper and nurture relationships. Cody Sanchez says every deal being worked on over the last 3 days, no matter how big or small, was really a discussion around incentives. And again, getting insight from Cody Sanchez's Main Street over Wall Street event. She says the best negotiators are great at removing emotional logjams. So true. It's not about the deal, most likely. It's usually about the emotional trigger. Industry agnostic sounds sophisticated until you're knee deep in a mess you don't really care about. Woo! That's powerful. There's no such thing as industry agnostic. Every industry has systems and processes the way they do it. A business that's hard to find a seller for today is likely going to be hard to find a seller for later. It's like those wives getting married to a guy who's a total evil, bad man and saying, I'll change him after we get married. No, you won't. He'll just be worse. There is such thing as muscle memory when it comes to deal making. The importance of getting in reps and remaining consistent cannot be overstated. Just like me doing this show, I've done this show hundreds and hundreds of times. The Rundown with Ramon version, of course, been online for over 20 years in one version or another. I have so much experience in online engagement behind a video camera, live or on demand. I do it very well because I have the reps. Business buying is not an easy path, but more than that, it is a sprint toward the starting point of a marathon. Cody Sanchez continues tips from her event, Main Street over Wall Street. Devote time to building relationships with business brokers. They talk to each other. They want qualified buyers. Meet them in person. If buying a business at the sub $500,000 scale, you need to pay extra attention to key man risk and address it head on. If the business is below 500,000, that means who's the key person in that business that's making it run? Because if you don't pay attention to that, you could be missing out. In point 17, Cody says the business education industrial complex is on the brinks of total disruption. So I'm going to stop there. I'll read the rest later on, but that is amazing. The insights learned from Cody Sanchez's Main Street over Wall Street event. Check it out. If you don't follow Cody Sanchez, definitely do so. Main Street over Wall Street. Hey, Ayanna, good to have you here. Ayanna, the musical web. Thanks for being here, Ayanna, on The Rundown with Ramon. By the way, I have a new offer that I think you all should check out. We already have people signing up for it. It's Office Hours with Ramon. If you're enjoying The Rundown with Ramon, if you enjoy the content I produce at zoneofgenius.com, if you're enjoying the content that we're doing on social media, you want to check out Office Hours with Ramon, a brand new, fresh experience where you can learn with me on a week-to-week basis. If you check that out at RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com, I dare you just to go there. And if you've been looking for somebody that's part mastermind, part coaching, part insight, part therapist, part help, this could be for you to help you build and start and grow your business. Yes, we're talking about the speeds and fees of business, funnels and email marketing and social media and AI, but more importantly, this will dive into the mindset of entrepreneurship that we need to grow. This is a group of gathering of friends together to build our businesses together. So it's an eclectic group of, yes, sharing some things, but you will be coming to the table to learn with others like you. RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Check it out. And let me know what you think. Ask some questions. See if this may be for you. RamonOfficeHours.com. Everybody, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Those are 31 tips from Cody Sanchez. I didn't read all the tips. I may come back to it later because I wanted to touch on something else. Ding, 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 ding. And it's about friendships. Business Insider had an amazing article. And the article says, I made over $26 million in the last 8 years, but I lost friends along the way. It's taken time to learn who I can really trust. This is a conversation with Lisa Johnson, who's an award-winning business strategist and CEO. 8 years ago, I was 35,000 pounds in debt, or around 44,000 US dollars. I decided not to return to my job as a personal assistant as the pay wasn't so great. And so she went to start and be an entrepreneur. She learned about branding and messaging and what made an ideal client. The business became profitable. And guess what? I made $60,000 in 2017. Launched her first online course and made $60,000 in 1 week. Once I had money, some of my friends changed. She said, I grew up on a council estate in England. No one made money there. And when they did, everyone thought it was because they were bad people. When I suddenly had money, I was worried about what people would think. And I was even more worried that wealth would change who I was. What she says, Lisa says, is my family was so accepting that I hadn't expected to lose friends as a high earner. But guess what? People were jealous. People were jealous of her success. How did you get the money? Why didn't we get the money? Can I have some of the money? Why can't you share the money? What did you do? What's the easy button you did? I don't feel as though I changed my behavior toward any of my friends, but some of them seemed different toward me. They just ghosted me, disappeared. It was a shock. None of them ever spoke to me about why our friendship was ending. I just felt like I was being dropped. Not all my friends reacted this way, and what most of the people I lost were friends I'd made at various workplaces over the years, rather than lifelong friends I'd always had. But the other part was trust. The harder aspect of becoming a high earner was gaining friends, both in person and online, who weren't friends for the right reason. And I think this is interesting. As entrepreneurs, I've gone through this. I'm not a person of great wealth, but wealth is contextual. And sometimes you have to be careful because you're with family or friends who may normally be at some status, as it were, some economic status, and you're buying this, you're buying that, you're eating here, doing this experience or that experience, and they can't or they're not. Some friends you take with you, yes, but you want to be careful because you want friends to share life with you, to enjoy with you. You don't want to be carrying people with you. So as entrepreneurs, It's not only lonely at the top building a business because of the people who may not understand what we're doing. That may not be the only lonely thing, but it also can be lonely at the top because the money we make, the experiences we do, the risks we have to take, and the downside, people don't always understand that. So not only that risk, the downside, but also the highs, us earning what we can, us earning the wealth that we're making, and people not understanding and are liking it. It's a real thing. It is interesting indeed, Trish. Interesting indeed. And I've gone through that in some small way, not a big way, but whether it's nobody understands the risk of entrepreneurship and what I'm going through, or people don't understand I earn the wealth that I may or may not have. Interesting concept. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, encouraging you to have your business be secure. You go home at night, you lock the door of your house, click, click. You park your car and leave it somewhere and you lock your car, boop, boop. Is your business secure? I encourage you to think about that. Yes, phishing is a real thing. Malware is a real thing. Ransomware is a real thing. Cyber criminals want to attack your business. Cybersecurity is real, and there's things you can do on your own. And also the second half of that is to make sure that you have Bitdefender Small Business Security, Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security installed on your laptop, on your desktop, on your tablet, on your phone, so that you can make sure you have a secure business. Go to bitdefender.com, bitdefender.com/Ramon to make sure your business is secure. Bitdefender.com/Ramon. And when you go there, let me go, you visited it, and I'll give you a free gift, a free copy of my Grow Your Solo Business. I'll give you a free copy of that digital version if you go to bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon, to make sure that your business is secure. Send me a screenshot, DM me, however you want to do it, or just let me know you did there, and I'll send you a free access to that. Ding, 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 ding. Kudos to a young lady who has a business. The ice cream board game, Percy Arcement, invented Drizzle to stave off boredom during COVID. Now the 14-year-old is on the cusp of moguldom. She's working with her parents to start this board game. 3,000 arrived in her garage, arrived in her driveways. They shipped them out to customers. The award, the affiliated Chicago Toy and Game Fair this weekend, is an opportunity to pitch Drizzle to publishers and find a distributor like Walmart or Amazon, and that's going to be a game changer for her. She started when she's 14. She's now 19. And she remembers the days her parent took her to Target to see the game on a shelf in Target. The best board games are easy to understand, have a universal theme, and edit and elicit strong reactions, says Brian Baker, Senior Vice President of Board Games at Hasbro. Baker said Hasbro hasn't licensed the game from a child, but many of its investors test drive creations on their children. So they have something special here, and this young lady seems like she's taking off. She's on the journey, on the cusp of a big, big brand licensing her game, Drizzle, the ice cream board game. So proud of her, and I wanted to show that to you today. Congratulations, Percy, indeed, on today's Rundown with Ramon. Listen, you don't know my story. You're not in my shoes. I don't know your story. I don't know your shoes, Trish, Alexandria, Ayanna, and those who watch this show. But I can tell you one thing, that as humans, we all have a shared experience in one way or another, because we all want to do better for our families, do good for our families. We want to build our communities, be decent people to make the world a better place. I'm encouraging you today to find experiences everywhere you can, find ways to add value to the world every way you can, because we need you to show up. We need good people to show up and be the light in a very dark world. In the absence of light, there's only one thing: it is darkness. And we need more people to continue to be the light. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. I got a lot of travel coming up. I'm excited about that. Hopefully I'll have the Rundown with Ramon more than not. We'll see how my travels take me and what happens. But if not, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere except for the days I'm off due to travel. And I like to do it from a studio, a good mic, a good environment, and things of that nature. I appreciate you. Listen, make a difference in the world. Tell somebody hello. And if you've enjoyed this episode, here's what I want you to do. Better yet, what I want you to do is proclaim to yourself. If you're hearing the sound of my voice right now, I want you to put the following word in the chat. Yes. That's what I want you to put in the chat. Yes. To tell yourself and tell the world, yes, yes, yes. Say yes to you. Say yes to opportunities. Say yes to people. Say yes to serendipity. Say yes to moving forward. Say yes to doing greatness. Say an impact. Say yes to being the best version of you. My name is Ramon Ray. This is a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon, and I'm glad you're here today. And I'll see you next time on the next edition of The Rundown with Ramon. And there we go. We got a yes from Alexandria, yes from Trish. We'll probably have more yeses coming in as the show goes on today. Be blessed. Have an amazing day.